Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this video, I want to talk about one of the biggest mistakes in bass fishing, or just fishing in general, that I think pretty much everybody makes this mistake from time to time. Even professionals, professional level anglers still make this mistake. But we got to bring ourselves back to reality and really ground ourselves a little bit better sometimes, because I feel like, especially for anglers coming up that haven't really experienced a level of consistent success, it gets a little bit discouraging when you know that you've got a bunch of people, including myself, on YouTube or professional anglers on the weigh-in stage telling you got to do this, you got to use this bait and this line with this to be able to catch fish. I think that we get a little bit lost and forget a key principle, which is to essentially do what you're strong at, what you're best at, and kind of stay in your lane. I think that is the biggest mistake that an angler can make, whether you're just out fun fishing, or you're fishing from the bank, you're fishing from a boat, or you're in a tournament that costs $5,000 to enter. It doesn't matter what level you're at. The second that you start getting out of your comfort zone, your success is going to go down. I can promise you that, at least for the short term. I'm not saying that it's a mistake to get out of your comfort zone. I think that learning new techniques, exploring new baits, and really trying to dial everything in and fine tune everything, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you want to go out there and catch fish on a regular basis and have fun doing it, especially when pressure's on, when you're fishing a tournament, or maybe you have one day to go to a fishery, fish your strengths. And the reason why I say this is we're in a very special category of fishing. Bass fishing is very unique compared to like trout fishing or most saltwater species, or like fishing for muskie or something like that, because bass are so opportunistic and so adaptable that you can catch them in just about any type of environment at any depth. You can catch them with a huge variety of different lures, and you can do so at all different times of the year. You can't say that about pretty much any other species on the planet, other than maybe like bluegill or something like that. But even then, not as diverse as the bass fishing that we know and love. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I grew up, wanting to be the best tournament angler out there, and really, tried to learn everything. And one thing I did learn along the way is the fact that you can try to learn everything, you can get competent at everything, but if you don't have some core strengths to lean on, you're really going to be frustrated more often than not. And, the way that I approach tournament fishing, especially now with, new techniques and forward-facing sonar being very popular, I really tend to double down on what I do best. And guess what? When you do that, even if you're a novice angler, you've had some level of success. If you double down on that success, that breeds confidence, and it gives you a little bit of momentum. So if you go to a new fishery and say you're really good at throwing a jig or a worm or something like that, go throw that jig. Go throw it in areas that you feel comfortable with, that you've experienced success in the past, that you feel familiar with. And that, I pretty much guarantee you're going to start getting some bites. And guess what? Then you can start adjusting from there and start experimenting, doing some things that you don't necessarily feel comfortable with. But without starting to get some bites, you don't really have a starting point. So I never go to a fishery and start off with something that I'm not supremely confident in. I really just focus on the things that I enjoy most, I'm best at, and then I start branching off from there, because I know at least I can catch fish doing this, the thing that I do enjoy, and kind of that also helps me kind of hone in on areas where I can bounce back and forth. If I want to go experiment and fish offshore, I want to find areas offshore that are near the shallow water fish that I like to, that I'm really good at catching. So anyways, I know I'm kind of rambling on and on this topic, but really the whole point is to encourage you guys to focus on what you're good at. Even if you're brand new to the sport, focus on what makes you feel most comfortable. Just tune out all the other noise. Anybody else that is telling you how to fish, including myself, doesn't know how you can go out and catch fish. So focus on your instincts, what your gut's telling you, and then start branching off and doing other things. I think that is a very important point. You don't have to make it too complicated. This is not rocket science. This is bass fishing. There's a lot of different ways to skin this cat. So anyways, guys, hopefully this message resonates with you. If you have any questions at all, drop a comment below. Other than that, I'm going to see you out on the water. Make sure you trust the process.